just trying to finesse a good little, oh, that's all. That's all. A finesse. That's it, okay?
Bianca Terrell Smith, you did the shit out of that video. I don't care what nobody say. You did that, girl. Everything was popping.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Big Ambitious, and I am so excited to be back recording and uploading, so I'm really excited about that. If this is your first time here, what's poppin', sis? Pause this video, take a look around at some of my other videos. I'm gonna put some here for you. You know, stop, look around. I don't want this intro to be too long, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. As you guys can see by the title, we're gonna be doing a little bit of highlighting and contouring. You guys know I am not a makeup artist. You guys know I'm a beginner, so take these notes and learn how to finesse, and don't critique me too bad in the comments, you feel me? But if there's some stuff that you guys think I can learn how to do better, drop it in the comments. Give me your techniques and everything like that. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and get into the video. All right, girls, so let's get into it. I already primed my skin with the usual things that I prime with. It's nothing new, you guys seen on my channel. However, I did go in with the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Foundation in the shade D50. I really love it. It really looks like my skin is... All right, ladies, so let's get into the whole reason of why you highlight and contour. As you guys can see right now, my skin is just all one shade, and we all know that is not how any of our skin goes, and it's very flat. There's no dimensions in it. So with highlighting and contouring, what you're doing is bringing those dimensions back to your face. Choose places that you want to highlight. Choose places that you want to contour. You know, if you already have a very slim nose, you may not want to contour your nose. If you have a very slim, you know, forehead, you may not want to, you know, contour your forehead, because the whole point of contouring is just to shape your, you know, your face, your nose. So think about that when you're highlighting and when you're contouring. And then also think about when you're highlighting the places that you want to bring light into your face on, because that's the whole reason that you're highlighting. Say if you really don't want to bring any instance to your chin, you might not want to place any concealer there. Or if you don't want to bring any, you know, other attention to your nose or any areas like that, you might not want to place that concealer there. So think about that when you're highlighting, contouring. Don't just do what you see me do, what you see other bloggers do. Think about your face. I have a very round face, and I keep that in mind when I'm highlighting and when I'm contouring. So let's get into the shades that you want to use when you're highlighting and contouring. I truly believe that makeup is something that is up to you. It's an art. So if you want to go crazy with your highlight and contour, by all means do it and wear it proudly. However, for me, and what I'm going to suggest for you as a beginner, when you're highlighting, always choose a shade that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. And on the opposite, when you're contouring, I would suggest to use a shade of concealer that is 1 to 2 shades darker than your actual skin tone. Okay, so when you're highlighting, 1 or 2 shades lighter. When you're contouring, 1 or 2 shades darker. Okay, so now that we got all of that out the way, the reason that we're highlighting, contouring, and the proper shades to use, let's go on and move into the actual types of concealer. So here's the thing, there are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of different type of concealer. What you need to determine with your face, again, is what type of coverage do you want. Me, I have very deep set eyes, as you guys can see. I'm going to bring the camera in. All right, I got you guys in here a bit. My eyes are a bit deep set here, so I usually try to go for a full coverage concealer so that I can, you know, get those deep set eyes, kind of, you know, cover that up a bit. Okay, but you may not like that extra coverage, so you might want to go for a less full coverage concealer. So always think about that too when you are choosing your concealer. Now for me, when I like to highlight underneath my eye, I like it to be very creamy when I highlight. So with that being said, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution concealer. I'm going to be using the shades C12 and C12.5. C12 is just a bit too light for me, and C12.5 kind of gives that little bit of more of darker shade for me, and it matches up to be the perfect 1 to 2 shades lighter for me. But for you, I would suggest, if you're a true beginner and you don't really know about mixing concealers to get that perfect shade for you, I would say to test those shades out in the store. There's always testers, especially in Ulta. I'll definitely recommend that as a perfect makeup place for you girls to go and get your concealers for the low. So I'm gonna go in with the actual technique that we should be using. So when you are placing your concealer underneath your eyes, what you want to take in consideration again is your face. So you don't want to drag out your concealer anywhere past your eye. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then you want to bring it all the way down to your nose. Okay, so you want to keep it in this area here. All right, so that's why you see most people do that triangle, is because they're trying to keep it in that rim of underneath their eye. You don't want to bring it out here, because what happens when you bring your concealer beyond your eye, you're dragging your face out, okay? So you have to use more contour to try to shape that up. So you want to make sure that you keep your concealer right here underneath your eyes, okay? And as you guys can see, I'm taking the concealer and I am going down the bridge of my nose. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I'm getting my nose ready for contouring. By doing this and highlighting this area, you're helping yourself set up your nose for easier contouring. And you guys will see that as we go through. Okay, so now that I have everywhere where I want to bring light to, I want to remind you guys of type of items that you can use to blend out your concealer. So I like to go in with a sponge. This is a Real Technique sponge that you guys have saw me use tons and tons of time on my channel. However, some people like to also go in and blend in with an actual brush, and this is a Real Technique concealer brush. For us beginners, I would just stick to using a sponge, and then, you know, eventually get your way into using brushes. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. And I like to let it sit underneath my eyes first and get all the other places, and then come back to that, okay? And I just like to use the tip part. Alright, so once you got that blend out, I would now move to my under eye. And I like to use two different techniques when I'm blending under my eye, and it's something that I always do. So I always like to start blending from the bottom here and going up. And then when I get to this portion of my eyes, since I do have deep set eyes and you don't want your underneath your eyes to crease, always make sure that you're looking up. As soon as you get close to your water lid, begin to look up as you blend, and you will be able to tell the difference of how your eyes is just going to set way better, and you will go without you know, those creases in your eyes. And take the side of your brush and blend, 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 honey. And then I like to take this portion, and where I went too far beyond my eyes, take the butt and blend it all out. Okay? And as you can see, as I'm moving closer to my nose, is getting to where it's going to be contoured at. So this helps a lot. Alright, so once you have everything bright, everything looking, you know, really bright, you want to go ahead and set where you highlighted it. Okay? And I'm going to be using, of course, the Black Opal setting powder. So I'm going to take a little bit of that, put it on my cap here. I choose not to bake, I choose to set. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take our same sponge here, dip it in, comes out like that. And what you want to do when you're setting is to look up, okay? Look up and get everywhere that you highlighted. And then eventually, you know, you can look down. But what you're doing is you're lightly pressing this to cover where you concealed it. Because everywhere that you conceal, you want to always make sure that you set it with powder. Always. That's how it lasts. And that's how you'll have a great outcome for your makeup. So when it comes to setting powders, you want to make sure that you're going with something that's going to work for your skin tone, okay? Since I'm a brown skin girl with kind of golden red undertones, I often like to go for a powder that has some type of brown in it, because I like to avoid flashback. But if you want to have a more popping highlight, I would suggest going for like a shade that's like a banana powder Maybelline, Black Radiance, all great places to go to when you want to get a really good setting powder. You want to make sure that you're pressing that in, okay? So while that's setting, we're going to move on to contouring, okay? So contouring is what, like I said earlier, helps to bring the dimensions back into your face. So I like to use a foundation stick, clay type concealer, because it's so easier to blend there. Sometimes with liquid concealers on the side of your face, it gets messy, it gets muddy. Foundation sticks, cream concealer, it stays where it's meant to stay, okay? Now today I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the shade Ebony, but since I'm gearing this toward my beginners, Black Radiance has amazing contour sticks you can get that is way cheaper than this Anastasia Beverly Hills, okay? I don't have... Now since I have a double chin, I like to place where my chin should probably be at, okay? And you want to get down here for your double wobble chin, and a bit on your forehead, and then down the bridges of your nose, just lightly, okay? So what I like to use to blend out my cream contour is a e.l.f. angle brush, okay? But anything that's angled like this will be great for contouring because it really gets into the hollows of your cheeks. And that, as you guys can see, I'm blending up, okay? You don't want to drag it so down. You want to blend up, okay? And I like to do this fish face so I can get really where it needs to be. And you want to make sure that you blend well. You don't want to be one of those girls that has that E going on. That's not it. Don't do that. And when I get down to my double chin, I like to drag it down and, you know, do this so I can really get the shape that I desire. You know, try to cover up that little double chin that I got going on there. And go around my chin. As you guys can already tell the difference between this side of my face and that side, right? It's already got dimensions in it. All right, and to contour my nose, and for you ladies who choose not to contour your nose, you can completely skip this step. I like to go in with the e.l.f. contour brush. This is like $1 at Walmart again. And I'm gonna go directly on the bridges, exactly where I stopped that highlighter at. That's where I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna take this all into my eyelid space area. But for my ladies, say for the night you know you wear eyeshadow, but tonight I didn't, you can always just bring it up here to your brow and make sure you just blend over, okay? To blend up good here, you want to just go ahead and start blending down, okay? And just take your time with this. And you want to bring it around there. And just bring it down. We all have different shapes and sizes of our noses. So it's whatever you desire from your nose, okay? Everywhere you put concealer on your face, you want to always make sure that you go in and do it. Set it. Set it. Alright, so I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl Queen Collection in the shade Ebony. You guys are always used to me using this. I've used it a trillion times on this channel. Alright? And I'm going to just go in and set it. I like to do also when it comes to my nose, take that foundation brush and just set. This way it helps you to avoid any harsh lines or anything like that. You don't want that. Okay. Alright, so to avoid flashback, I like to always go in with a type of powder that's close to my skin tone. And today I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in the shade Dark Deep. And I'm going to be using my e.l.f. flat top brush. This is how you can avoid flashback. Say if you use something that is too light underneath your eyes. Your powder is way too light. Go in with something that's close to your skin tone. Take it on a flat top brush like so. And just remove. Alright, and you want to do this with a sweeping motion, okay? Alright, and what I like to make sure I do, your contour where you highlighted on your forehead, blend that in together, baby girl. Now let's go on my MAC Fix Plus spray. What this Fix Plus spray does is help to remove that powdery look, okay? I'm gonna go in with that all over. Alright, so I'm gonna go in and finish my entire look, and then I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I got my red tail comb, like, you know how we using Julia, how you had the red tail comb. Anyway, girl, I hope this video was informative for you. I hope that you actually got a better understanding of the whole purpose of highlighting, contouring, and why you do it. I hope that you were able to learn the technique tonight, and you're able to take it with you for the next time that you are getting ready to go out. If this video was informative, please do me a big favor and like it. It helps me a lot. And you can take it a step further and share it with someone who you think could possibly use some of these techniques, someone who may be a beginner like us over here on this channel. And also make sure you guys follow me on my social media, and make sure that if you have not subscribed to this video and you've gotten to this portion, I'm not understanding, because obviously you're rocking with the vibes, right? And if you're rocking with the vibes, why not subscribe? Go ahead. I love you guys so much. Thank you for giving me a platform to be able to create freely and talk about whatever I want to talk about. I really hope to be able to bring more stuff, like doing me more talking, but for right now I'm just gonna make up. So you're probably about to get a slew load of makeup. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.